guys. Hi. Okay, see that? That's Rosie. She's a new addition to the household. She mops, she vacuums, she's fabulous. And I just couldn't wait for her to finish her chores before I got this video made because I have other things to do today. It's been a minute since I've seen y'all, so I apologize for Rosie's noise back here, but she's very efficient doing her job as she should. And yes, she is named Rosie. I do have a tendency to name some of my inanimate objects. It's just what I do. So I apologize in advance for the sound she's making. Hopefully she'll move out of this area pretty soon. So it's been a few minutes since I've seen you all. I'm sorry. I took another little break. I'll briefly fill you in. My husband was in a pretty severe car accident and he was out of work for a couple weeks. And so I just had other things to do. I had to help take care of him. So I was focused on that and working. I was still working, and you know, praise God, I get to work from home. So it made it really easy to help him and be home with him while I did work. It was just a huge blessing, you know, that I could be here as he recovered. And he's still recovering. That's going to be a process of probably several months, but we are very thankful that, you know, he is recovering, and I firmly believe he will completely come back. So yeah, so anyway, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing, but I'm back. 1 second, sorry. I saw something on the floor that Rosie could potentially suck up, and I don't want her to, or at least try. She'll get stuck and then she beeps and, you know, creates a problem. So anyway, here I am. So I thought I'd bring you along to make breakfast this morning. I am going to make my, what I call my chocolate chip cookie cake, but I'm going to make it into a blueberry muffin this morning that I will probably drizzle with some cashew, like PB2, but for cashew. It doesn't have any sugar in it or anything. I just mix it up and I make kind of a drizzle, and I'm gonna put it on top. So you can follow along with me as I make that. I got all my ingredients out, and I want to show you something cool I did. So I had, well, at least I think it's cool. I had some of my measuring cups broke over the past few months. They just get old, and I guess they just don't hold up very well. So I had this idea that I really wanted something American made. I wanted something more sturdy. And as I looked, it was really, first, hard to find, and second, really expensive. So I went online and I found actually a complete set. This is only the two I need for today, but a complete set of the old Tupperware style measuring cups and the measuring spoons. And so I ordered those, and I thought, how fun is that? They're colorful, they're beautiful, and so we'll use them today. Excuse me, we will use them today in making my breakfast. And I'm gonna have a nice mug of tea with this. So I'll take you along kind of for the whole journey of breakfast this morning. So I will post my recipe below. I'll also link it to my blog, which I don't keep up my blog anymore. So, you know, go there, not go there, however you like to do it. So it's a pretty simple recipe. I always keep oat flour on hand. I never grind my own because you can just buy it. But it takes a 1/4 cup of oat flour. Let me dig in here. In this recipe, so there's my 1/4 cup. Look at my cute little bowl. It's a heart, you see that? I actually painted it. Isn't that fun? Me and my daughter went together one time and we did one of those, you know, ceramic painting things, and it was really fun. So that, and then it calls for a tablespoon of super sweet blend, and you can totally use that if you want. I'm actually gonna use coconut palm sugar. You might be wondering, why is she using palm sugar? Isn't she sugar-free? I'm actually, so for a while, I have wondered if the constant use of this alternative sweeteners was creating an issue for me, because honestly, often I was left still craving something. And so I'm trying to switch it up a little and just use some of these more more healthy options. And so I'm putting a tablespoon of that in there. That have nutrients in them, and I'm going to do a little experiment and see how my body does with those instead of just subbing out alternative sweeteners, which I still use stevia in my tea, but for more of my baked goods now, I'm using coconut sugar, honey, and maple syrup. So next we need a tablespoon of coconut flour. This coconut flour adds a very nice texture that's kind of a lighter, fluffier texture to the cookie cake, whereas the oat flour alone can make it a little dense sometimes. And so I figured that out when I was creating this recipe, and I did make this whole thing up. And then I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of baking powder. So we'll put that in. I almost put my coconut flour right in my baking powder because it was sitting right next to it. That would not have been good. Sorry, Rosie's right here. She's really noisy, but she's got to get her work done. I don't make the rules. She just has to do her job. So I always mix the dry together first before I add my liquid. Okay, and now here you can really play with this recipe. This is really just a base. So it is a chocolate chip cookie recipe, chocolate chip cookie cake recipe, because it kind of comes out the consistency of a cake, but it gives me the vibes of a cookie. So that's why I named it that. So a lot of times here I will add cinnamon or something to it. You could add allspice. You could kind of do however you want, but it's also good just like this. And then for the liquid, I use a 1/4 cup of water, milk, whatever it is that you want to use. You could add vanilla in here if you want to, or you can just keep it super simple and just do this. Totally up to you. And so then, yeah, I just pour the liquid in. Oh, you could add salt too. Probably could use salt, but I never do. I just make it as is. And then this is where you can also get creative. Add nuts, add chocolate chips, add, I'm gonna put in blueberries today because I want it to be kind of like a breakfast muffin. So I get it partway mixed, and then I'm gonna pour in a few blueberries. I love these blueberries because they're really tiny. Can you kind of see that? But they're real little. So I'm gonna put those in there. And we're gonna mix that up. And then we're gonna just pop it in the microwave. Now, I don't love to microwave a ton of foods, but every now and then, I love my blessed microwave for these moments when I want something quick and easy like this. Excuse me, Rosie. A little rude, but she's gotta get her work done, right? At least I'm not washing and vacuuming the floor. That's how I see it. So there's the before. I'm gonna go pop this in the microwave. It takes about 1:30 for it to cook. And then I'll show you with my tea when it's done. Okay, I decided to make one more thing for breakfast because that really isn't a ton. Oh, let me show you. My little muffin, it's warm. There you go. Came out really cute, light and fluffy. It's gonna be perfect. But I decided to make what's called a Grinch smoothie. And so you just need a cup of water in your blender. And then I put in a handful of spinach into this, and it's Grinch. Oops, I lost the spinach. It's called the Grinch because, well, it's green. So you need a handful of handful of spinach in there. And then you need a 1/2 cup of mango for this one. And what do I have here? Oh, I have a perfect 1/2 cup. Okay, awesome. Pop that in. So, and then you need a 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Let's see, do I have a 1/2 tablespoon here? No, I have a teaspoon. One. Nope. Okay, let's grab my other handy dandy. Okay, so 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then just a little bit of vanilla. I just put a little partial capful in. This isn't a real sweet thing. I don't add any sweetener to it at all. I have it just as is. And then you need a 1/4 of an avocado because this is where I'm gonna get some healthy fats. Sometimes I add the whole half too, just depends. But since I'm making the muffin to go with this, I just decided I would do a 1/4. So we'll pop that in there. It makes it so creamy and delicious and truly satisfying because of the fat. Let's wrap up that. Okay, and then this is a mix of psyllium husk, chia seeds, and flax meal. And so we're gonna put in a generous, probably teaspoon in there. to top that off. And then I'm just gonna throw in like 3 ice cubes, just give a little bit of extra smoothiness. And I'll blend it and be right back. Okay guys, there it is, my little green smoothie. We'll pour it off into my little pretty blue cup here. It's always good. It's got a little bit of tang from that apple cider vinegar. It's just really, really delicious. So there we go. Put this in. Super yummy. This does not need to be washed. That's for vitamins. We'll get out a spoon. We'll give our warm muffin a taste. See how it is. See how light and fluffy it stays? It's really good. I'll come up closer so you guys can see. Can you kind of see that? Can you see my muffin? Okay, well, it's perfect. It's just sweet enough, not too sweet, which if you're like me, my whole life I've struggled with, I like things so sweet. I think it's part of my struggles, and this will be very satisfying. I will still have my cup of tea. I have my water out to take all my vitamins as well and my supplements. But I guess I'll go have breakfast now. Thanks for joining me this morning. Any prayers you can send about my husband healing would be much appreciated. Again, we're just so thankful that he's okay. I'm sorry it took me so long, but I hope to be back in the groove now of recording once a week and getting a video out. If you have any ideas of things you want to see, let me know. All right. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Talk to you later. Bye.